Hey there, Segudo golfers. Tom Segudo here, PGA member, founder of Segudo Golf, and in this episode, I'm talking about a phenomenal beginner golfer, a complete from-scratch golfer who came out to take a lesson the other day. Segudo golfers, I want you to meet Dustin. Dustin is awesome because he went through a huge transformation in a short period of time. It didn't take 15 million golf balls or 20 years of golfing habits to get this down, this simple swing system. It took 1 hour of his life and he built the proper motions that he'll need the rest of his life to play some pretty awesome golf. Why am I showing you this lesson? Complete beginners are really great for showing you what it takes to learn the golf swing, because at a beginner level, all you have is movement. You're not thinking about positions, you don't have a million swing thoughts. Most of the time, you're gonna do just what the instructor says. That's why I love working with beginners. They just mold them like Play-Doh, it's beautiful. Subscribe to this channel if you want the best ball striking of your life, because I'm gonna help you get there in a body-friendly and simplified manner. With Dustin, all I had to do was get him set up in the proper, simple posture, grip, and alignment. And then from there, just teach him the swing based on a simple movement. Turn your chest, keep your arms straight. And what you're gonna find in this lesson is it produces results immediately, because he's focusing on the movement and I'm conveying the movement to him in the lesson. And that's all I'm focusing on. A primary theme that's gonna resonate in this lesson is you're gonna see some great shots with the right movements, you're gonna see some bad shots with the right movements. And the whole idea here is I'm looking at the movements, seeing if the club's in the right spot, going back. I know that over time, if Dustin repeats these motions, he's gonna get good. All he's gotta do is keep repeating. You learn how to walk, you learn how to crawl, then you learn how to walk, then you learn how to run, skip and jump and all that stuff. You don't just go out of the gate and start doing that. You've gotta get good at the basics. Learning the movement first, and then just being patient with the learning process, knowing that you're gonna hit bad shots. I think most golfers, if they did that, they'd be so much better at improving. If they anticipate they're gonna hit bad shots before they get better, which that's gonna happen. Sorry to tell you, but you gotta suffer before you get better. Sometimes it happens right away, sometimes it doesn't happen right away. But that's golf, and golf is a 4-letter word, so why would you put all your stake in a 4-letter word? In Dustin's lesson, there's some really awesome movements that we start to see developing right off of the bat, some great habits. And I'll walk you through what we did in the lesson. Whenever I'm teaching a beginner, or anybody for that matter, I don't like to keep things complicated. I don't want to overcomplicate the system. Golf is a lot simpler than we make it. Remember, we're humans. Humans ruin everything. We make it so dang hard. Well, with a beginner, I cover the grip, so we make sure the grip is properly on the club, and that usually can take a lot of thinking and processing. And then once we get the grip, I don't want to overload the player, but we've got to get a good posture relationship to the ball. So I just simply say, here, hold your arms out straight, bend forward till they point down towards the ground. That's your posture. And the reason I do it that quickly is because I don't want to bore them with the little details. You just want to get out there and hit it, don't you? Yeah. Well, I also don't want them thinking too much, because the more important things are to come later in the lesson. The swing itself is more important to work on, especially if he's going to play in 1 week. Immediately after establishing grip and then posture, we start working on the swing. It's 3 steps to going into golf. Really, 3 simple steps: grip, posture, and then swing. Just keep it that easy. So with the swing, all I told him was this: hey, look, connect your upper arms to your side, keep your arms straight. Once you've got these 2 prerequisites in your swing, your pre-flight checklist, go ahead and turn your chest. Place a club across your chest, just turn it to the right, like this, keeping that shoulder down, and turn it back the other way. Relationship to the ball is maintained, the most critical contact component. And guess what? When we start, we don't go to hitting full shots right away. Remember, the golf swing is a foreign motion to a beginner player. And a lot of people out there, it still looks like a foreign motion. Like some of you look like you learned your golf swing on a UFO somewhere. We're gonna get that changed. We've gotta learn how to hit the ball. If you've never hit a ball before, everything you're doing feels weird. So with Dustin, we immediately start working on just feeling impact. Feeling the sensation of the club making contact with the ball here. That's weird enough on its own when you're starting out. So we've just got to feel it. That's why I say, when we start out, we're just gonna turn back and through like this. That's our motion right there. When we start out, all we've got to do is feel the club head and the arms working together, turning back and through like this. I don't care if he misses the ball. I don't care if he hits it great. I just want to see the motion. So we're building up the feeling of good impact right here. And he's going to hit some great shots. He's going to hit some bad shots. But the most important thing is you're learning. Your brain is constantly trying to figure out how to hit the golf ball. You're always learning how to hit the ball. So as you learn, you get better and more refined. It's easier to make swing changes. So we're just working on a simple turning the chest to the right, keeping the arm straight, turning the chest to the left, keeping the arm straight. Next thing you'll notice, as Dustin evolves in his golf swing over the course of the lesson, I've got to teach him some other critical things, such as how to hit the ball cleaner, how to find dirt in front of the ball. I'm not going to convey this in a really technical way. I'm just going to tell him, you're getting this basic motion down. Let's move up into learning how to find the ground. Finding the ground, hitting the ball in the same spot every time, very important. So I have him hit balls one-handed to feel impact, like this. To feel divot in front of the golf ball. Hit the ball first. And so we start making some one-arm swings. I want him to get out of the really tense mindset of this into a more dynamic mindset of this. Getting the hands ahead of the ball at the impact. Creating effortless power, cleaner golf strikes. So we get over the shot, and now I'm working on hitting one-arm shots like this. Going for that sound. And as a beginner, this is great because he doesn't know. He doesn't quite know what clean is yet. He's just experiencing this for the first time. So when he's making good shots, good movements, I can reinforce that and say, yes, do that again. That's right, that is correct. So his brain automatically starts saying, that's how it should be done. So then he starts knowing what a good feeling is. Buttery, crispy, KFC impact all day long. Check out these impact positions. The arms are straight, the hands are ahead of the ball at the impact. Do you think he's thinking about that? No, he can't think about that. He doesn't have time. There's so many new things happening for a beginner golfer at this stage. But you know what he is doing? He's got turning his chest, keeping the arm straight, and look at the natural reaction. Hands ahead of the ball at impact, as well as a nice divot in front of the ball. I know people who it takes 20 to 30 years to get to that position, and it's a shame. You're overcomplicating the golf swing. He's doing it in day one within 10 to 15 golf balls in the lesson. That's the main focus of the lesson. Get contact. Get contact. Every lesson will evolve around, can you have consistent control over your contact point? And if you can't, we're going to spend all lesson until you do. You got to get there first. Yeah. Show me some bacon. That's beautiful. As Dustin gets more proficient at learning how to use the body to hit the golf ball in these short shots, we move it up into the full swing. And over the course of our lesson, there was a theme of, instead of lifting, make sure you're turning. Lifting versus turning. It's very easy for somebody to get in the habit of lifting, which causes the chop, the up and down swing, the powerless up and down swing that we don't want to see anymore. We're continuing to work getting the club to go around, so make sure the chest keeps turning to the right, turning away from the target. Here are some key things that I want him to understand in the full swing, is that we're continuing to turn even to the top. We're never lifting our arms, so I keep moving his torso and turning him to the right, navigating that shoulder down, that lead shoulder down. So it's weird at first, but he's going into what I call uncharted territory. We've been working on this for the first half hour, hitting the ball, getting used to hitting the ball like this, just getting that feeling. And then you start to get really comfortable with this. So you're comfortable with it, you can repeat it more frequently. But then when I get past this point into the uncharted territory, everything feels weird. So we've got to keep reinforcing good habits here, making sure that he continues to turn his body. And that's why we go all the way to the top, making sure that he's got his hands behind the trail shoulder and I'm seeing his arm across the chest, continuing to turn.
I mean, where am I chopping and where am I round?
Well,
What's the line?
I use the left arm across the chest as a guide. So if this left arm stays connected up here across your chest, then you have not lifted. But if it comes off your chest, like that, you have lifted. So we just keep going around and around. Or you'll see the hands, if you ever do swings in a mirror, you'll see your hands in the mirror, you'll see them behind the shoulder instead of above.
So right here?
Yeah, in there. So as we take the club back, there. Notice how I'm turning your shoulder down? That's helping you have that relationship with the ball.
I remember you saying that in the video.
That helps you find the ground. Down to find the ground. Oh, that's looking good. It's a great lesson for any golfer because at any point if you're lifting, it's game over because you're gonna chop down. You gotta drop it. If you lift it, you gotta drop it. So he starts getting over the golf ball and recognizing that he can't lift, he's got to turn. Turn, turn, turn. It's so important. Doesn't take a whole lot of effort when you turn, and the swing just works out the way it should. Nice. I love that. That's the look we're going for. All we need to do is repeat. Yeah. Show me some bacon. That's beautiful. What's that feel like?
It feels good. Shoot, I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna do it. You're doing it. This is day one. Yeah. Oh, that's looking good.
So do I have the straight arms or?
Yeah. Oh, you're coming through like this, and you got the nice chest rotation. You're not shifting off the ball. Everything's a rotation.
Yeah.
I'd say just keep building this feeling because that's going to be successful for you. Oh, life happens. Take a practice swing for me. Notice where the club comes into the ground. If it comes into the ground, that's where you want it coming to the ground. So if you see it coming to the ground behind the ball, take another swing where you can get, move it forward. There you go. Looking good. Same swing. All right, a little chunky monkey, but that's okay. That's the motion we want to see. Nice. Creating a monster here. So we found the ground at least.
I had about 40 things going through my mind.
Oh, 40 things?
Yeah.
When you go out and play, make fun the priority and just don't think about the result, focus on the motion.
Yeah.
Motion is your best friend. So just say, okay, I'm just gonna turn my chest, whether it's to the right, keep it, turn it down and through like that. And whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
Because Dustin was on a time crunch, we had to get out the driver. Typically in the first lesson, I don't do that because the driver is the longest club in the bag, therefore being the most awkward feeling club in the bag. And you can often give a beginner some bad habits if you get them started on the driver because they start getting away from the idea of hitting down on the golf ball. They might start trying to lift it up and flip it like this. So with the driver, I just told him it's the same swing for everything. And hit it with the wrath of God. Send it. Don't be shy about it. You got to hit it hard with that trail arm. Since we've done some work with the one arm, just hit it as hard as you can with that arm. Don't be afraid to send it. But when you see that golf ball coming off the club, you see how fast it's going?
Yeah.
There's some speed in there.
Yeah.
I know it's not direction predictable yet, but the power is there.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds nice.
But notice how my main focus in this lesson is make sure you go out there and you have some fun. If it's not fun, you're not going to want to play golf. So when you go on the course for the first time, don't think about technicals. Give yourself one swing thought, two at the most. But go out there and focus on fun with your friends. You're playing in a scramble. It's an outing, it's low pressure setting. If you have the one swing thought of turn your chest back and through, keeping the arms straight, you're gonna play some great golf. You're gonna hit some bad shots, you hit some great shots. But that's part of the golf. Plus, it's your first time playing. Don't be so hard on yourself. So even when you chunk it a little bit, I'm not too concerned about that because I know your motion is right there. You'll get it figured out. And play Wednesday, I can guarantee you're gonna duff some complete shots. You're gonna hit some great shots. You're gonna hit some in-between shots, but you're gonna have some fun. Yeah. That's the main goal. That's it. That's buttery, crispy impact all day. Nice. There's a lot of lessons that someone could get out of watching a beginner learn golf for the first time, and I think it's very valuable for any golfer to understand this. Motions take time to learn, no matter what your skill level is. Yes, the tour pros can make minor adjustments, and they understand, they're very aware of what their body's doing in the swing. But amateur golfers, you've got to have a really good understanding of movement to know what little movements do to your swing. I think watching a beginner and taking those first steps into the golf world, you can see how focusing on movement will eventually produce fantastic results for you. Don't expect greatness right away, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. Stick with the motion, be patient, and you will play your best golf because these motions work all the time. You've just got to be patient and allow yourself to adapt to them. So let's go out there, have some fun, adapt to the new motions. All you got to do is turn your chest, remember that. Turn your torso, and the golf swing takes care of itself. Segudo golfers, thank you for tuning in this evening. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Lots we can learn from a beginner golfer. And then on Saturday, got a cool tip for y'all, so stay tuned. Looking forward to seeing you there, and have a rockin' week. Oh, that sounds so cool. Look, it's still going. It's still going.